Welcome back to Talk About It in English. Today, we are sitting down at a crowded cafe table, and we are going to stop a painful, awkward silence before it even has a chance to start. Picture this. It is Friday at 7 in the evening. You are 5 minutes into meeting a brand new friend, and you are just firing off questions. Where are you from? They answer. What do you do? They answer. Do you like movies? They give a short answer. They look around the room, and you suddenly feel that hot, cringing panic because you are completely out of questions and the conversation is dying right in front of you.
I used to do exactly this when I first moved abroad because I thought memorizing lists of questions was the only way to avoid freezing. But I ended up making perfectly nice people feel like they were trapped in a stressful police interrogation.
In the next few minutes, we will practice the react and share technique, and you will shadow the exact linking phrases you need to keep any English conversation flowing naturally, with ever sounding like a robot again.
That feeling of panic at the cafe table is something every single language learner has experienced. You sit down, you are excited to practice your English, and you realize very quickly that speaking a language in the real world is completely different from reading a textbook. In a textbook, or in a video that just gives you hundreds of common questions to memorize, the conversation always looks like a perfect game of ping pong. You ask a question, they give a full, polite answer. You ask another question, they give another full, polite answer.
But in real life, human beings do not actually communicate like that. If you just ask question after question after question, the other person starts to feel defensive. They start to feel like they are being interviewed for a job, or worse, like they are being investigated. The natural rhythm of human connection is not built entirely on questions. It is built on shared experiences. When you only ask questions, you are forcing the other person to do all the heavy lifting in the conversation. They have to provide all the information, all the stories, and all the energy.
I used to go into my very first language exchange meetup when I was living in a new city. I was terrified of forgetting my vocabulary, so I actually wrote down 20 different questions on a piece of paper and kept it in my pocket. I would meet someone, shake their hand, and immediately start going down my mental list. What is your job? Where do you live? Do you have brothers and sisters? What is your favorite food? I thought I was doing a great job because I was keeping the conversation going. But I noticed that after about 4 or 5 minutes, people would suddenly make an excuse to leave. They would say they needed to go get a drink of water, or they needed to say hello to someone else across the room. I was devastated.
And that is because of the 20 questions danger. You are completely hiding yourself, James. You are asking them to share everything about their lives, but you are offering absolutely nothing about your own life in return. A good conversation is a balance of taking information and giving information. When you only take, the other person feels drained. They feel like they do not know you at all, even though they've been talking to you for 10 minutes.
Exactly. I was using those questions as a shield because I was afraid that if I actually tried to tell a story or share an opinion, I would make a grammar mistake and look foolish. But what I did not realize is that native speakers don't care about your grammar mistakes anywhere near as much as they care about your personality. They want to know who you are. They want to connect with a human being, not a survey machine.
This brings us to the core of what we are going to learn today. We are going to completely replace the 20 questions trap with the react and share technique. This is a very specific structural framework that native speakers use unconsciously every single day. Instead of responding to an answer with another question, you are going to learn how to catch their answer, react to it emotionally, share one tiny detail about yourself, and then, only then, ask your next question.
When you do this, you immediately take the pressure off the other person. You show them that you are listening. You show them that you have your own thoughts and feelings, and you give them a moment to breathe before they have to speak again. It creates a beautiful, natural rhythm that makes people want to talk to you for hours.
So let us break this down into steps. Step 1 is what we call the active reaction. This is the moment right after the person finishes answering your first question. Let's say you ask someone, "What do you do for work?" And they reply, "I'm a nurse at the local hospital." The worst thing you can do right now is just nod your head, say okay, and immediately ask, "Do you like it?" Saying okay kills the energy. It shows that you registered the information, but you don't care about it.
We need to inject empathy into that moment. And in English, the absolute best tool for instant empathy is the word O. Just the letter O and the letter H. When you drop your jaw slightly, let out a little sigh of breath and say, "Oh," you immediately signal to the other person that you are fully present. You are not just waiting for your turn to speak, you are emotionally reacting to their reality.
Let us practice a few of these active reaction phrases right now. I want you to shadow these with us. Shadowing means you repeat the phrase out loud, trying to copy the exact melody, the exact rise and fall of the voice. Let us start with the most common one. Imagine that person just told you they are a nurse. You want to sound impressed and interested. You are going to say, "Oh, really?" Notice how the voice goes down on "oh" and then scoops up on the word "really." "Oh, really?" Say that out loud right now. "Oh, really?"
Let us try it again. Imagine you are sitting across from them, looking them in the eye, and they just told you something fascinating. Give it some energy. "Oh, really?"
That was great. Now let us try a reaction for when someone tells you something surprising. Maybe they say they just moved here from Australia, or they just won a competition. You do not want to say, "That is good." You want to match their excitement. A fantastic natural phrase for this is, "No way." It literally means "I cannot believe it," but in a very positive way. We stretch out the word "way." No way. Let us try shadowing that. Say it out loud with a big smile on your face. No way.
Let us do it one more time. Make sure you are really emphasizing that W sound and opening your mouth wide. No way!
Perfect. Now what happens if they tell you something difficult? Maybe they say they work 60 hours a week, or they just had a terrible commute in the rain. You cannot say, "Oh, really?" with a big smile. That would be completely inappropriate. You need a reaction that shows sympathy. For this, we use the pattern, "that sounds," followed by an adjective. If they work 60 hours, you can say, "That sounds exhausting." Listen to the melody. My voice starts high on that, drops on sounds, and then emphasizes the middle of exhausting. That sounds exhausting. Shadow that with me now. That sounds exhausting.
Let us try another one for a difficult situation. Imagine they tell you they have 3 young children and they are trying to start a business. You can say, "That sounds incredibly stressful." Try saying that out loud and really lean into the word incredibly. That sounds incredibly stressful.
By mastering just those 3 reactions, "oh really," "no way," and "that sounds exhausting," you have immediately solved half of the awkward silence problem. You are no longer just a robot asking questions. You are an active, empathetic listener. But we cannot stop there. If you just react and then ask another question, it is still an interview. We have to move to step 2 of the framework, which is the bridge.
The bridge is where you share a piece of yourself. It is where you find common ground or respectfully highlight a difference. This is the glue that holds a natural conversation together. It proves to the other person that you are a real human being with your own experiences. The easiest way to build a bridge is to use a comparative statement. You either say, "me too," or you say, "not me."
Let us look at the Me Too bridge first. If the person tells you they love drinking coffee in the morning, and you also love coffee, you do not just want to ask them what kind of coffee they like. You want to claim that shared experience. The most natural way to do this for an English learner is to say, "Wait, me too." Putting the word "wait" at the front makes it sound spontaneous and excited. "Wait, me too. I absolutely love coffee." Let us shadow that full phrase. "Wait, me too. I absolutely love coffee."
Try it again and really let yourself sound excited. Wait, me too. I absolutely love coffee.
Another great phrase for the Me Too bridge is, "I am exactly the same." This is perfect for when someone describes a habit or a feeling. If they say, "I always feel tired on Monday mornings," you can reply, "I am exactly the same." Let us shadow that. I am exactly the same.
And one more time, out loud, wherever you are listening, I am exactly the same.
Now, what happens if you do not share their experience? What if they say they love waking up at 5 in the morning to go running and you hate running? A lot of learners panic here. They think they have to pretend to agree just to be polite. But native speakers actually love talking about differences, as long as you do it in a friendly, humble way. This is where the "not me" bridge comes in.
Exactly. Sharing a difference is a fantastic way to build a connection because it shows honesty. If they tell you they run 5 miles every morning, a brilliant bridge phrase is, "Oh, I am the exact opposite." You say it with a little laugh, admitting that you are different. "Oh, I am the exact opposite." Let us shadow that together. "Oh, I am the exact opposite."
Let us try another one. If they talk about a skill they have, like cooking complicated meals or fixing cars, you can use a self-deprecating bridge so the other person feel good about their skill. Listen to the intonation. "I am absolutely terrible at that." Try saying it out loud right now. "I am absolutely terrible at that."
Let us do it once more. I am absolutely terrible at that.
So now we have the two pieces. We have the active reaction to catch their answer, and we have the bridge to share our own detail. Before we put this all together into our real-time conversation simulator, if you are tired of just studying grammar rules and you actually want to speak natural, confident English in your daily life, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a new topic. We built these lessons to get English out of your head and into your mouth.
Now it is time for the fun part. We are going to build the conversation simulator. We are going back to that noisy cafe table on a Friday night. I am going to be the new friend you are talking to. I'll give you an answer to a basic question. Then, Lily will guide you through the exact 3 steps you need to take. You will give an active reaction, you will build a bridge, and only then will you ask a new related question. We are going to do 3 different scenarios, and I want you to speak your responses out loud, right along with us.
Here is scenario 1. You have just asked James what he does for work. Listen to his answer.
Well, I actually work in software sales. It is a pretty good job, but honestly, we're in the middle of a massive project right now, and I'm working about 11 hours a day.
Okay, pause. The old you, the one trapped in the 20 questions habit, would probably just nod and ask, do you like software? We're not going to do that. We are going to use the react and share framework. First, we need an active reaction for a difficult situation. Let us use, that sounds exhausting. Second, we need a bridge. Let us use a not me bridge, pointing out that your job is different. Let us use, my job is actually pretty quiet right now. Third, we ask a new question based on his answer. Let us ask, are you working this weekend? Let's put it all together. I will say the whole sequence, and I want you to shadow it with me. That sounds exhausting. My job is actually pretty quiet right now. Are you going to have to work this weekend too?
Let us run that simulation again. I am going to give my answer, and then I will leave a block of silence. In that silence, I want you to try saying that full 3-part response out loud. Ready? Here we go. Well, I actually work in software sales. It is a pretty good job, but honestly, we're in the middle of a massive project right now, and I'm working about 11 hours a day.
Now it's your turn to speak. That sounds exhausting. My job is actually pretty quiet right now. Are you going to have to work this weekend too?
Notice how different that feels from a standard interview question. You acknowledged my pain, you gave me a tiny window into your world, and then you asked a question that naturally flowed from the topic. I feel heard, and I feel like I am talking to a real person.
Let us move to scenario 2. This is about hobbies and weekends. You asked James what he likes to do in his free time. Let's listen to his answer.
Oh, I am a huge outdoor person. Every single weekend, I pack up my car, drive out to the mountains, and go hiking for about 6 or 7 hours. I just love being completely disconnected from the city.
Pause the conversation. Again, do not just say okay and ask what his favorite mountain is. We need to react and share. First, the active reaction. He's excited, so let us show positive surprise. Let us use, no way, that sounds amazing. Second, the bridge. Let's say you are not an outdoor person. We'll use the not me bridge. Let's say I am the exact opposite. I love staying inside on the weekends. Third, the new question. Since he drives to the mountains, let us ask about the drive. Let us ask, how long does it take to drive out there? Let's put the whole sequence together. Shadow this with me. No way, that sounds amazing. I am the exact opposite. I love staying inside on the weekends. How long does it take to drive out there?
All right, let us run the simulator. I'll give my answer about hiking, and then you speak your 3-part response into the silence. Oh, I am a huge outdoor person. Every single weekend, I pack up my car, drive out to the mountains, and go hiking for about 6 or 7 hours. I just love being completely disconnected from the city.
Your turn. Speak out loud. No way, that sounds amazing. I am the exact opposite. I love staying inside on the weekends. How long does it take to drive out there?
That was excellent. You see how admitting that you prefer staying inside actually makes the conversation better? It creates a contrast. Now I know something real about you. I might even tease you a little bit about being an indoor person. And suddenly, we are joking. We are connecting. We are not just exchanging data.
Exactly. Let us do one final scenario. Scenario 3. This is about travel and food. You just asked James about his recent vacation to Mexico.
It was the best trip of my life. The beaches were beautiful, but honestly, the best part was the street food. I was eating spicy tacos every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I cannot get enough of spicy food.
Pause. This time, we are going to use a Me Too bridge. First, the active reaction. Let us just use a warm, enthusiastic, oh wow. Second, the bridge. Let us say you also love spicy food. We'll use, wait, me too, I put hot sauce on absolutely everything. Third, the new question. Let us ask about a specific dish. What was the best thing you ate? Let us link them all together, shadow this along with me, focusing on the enthusiasm in your voice. Oh wow! Wait, me too, I put hot sauce on absolutely everything. What was the best thing you ate over there?
Let's run it. I'll give my answer, and you give the full react and share response right after me. It was the best trip of my life. The beaches were beautiful, but honestly, the best part was the street food. I was eating spicy tacos every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I cannot get enough of spicy food.
Go ahead and respond. Oh wow! Wait, me too, I put hot sauce on absolutely everything. What was the best thing you ate over there?
By practicing these 3 scenarios, you are building conversational muscle memory. You are training your brain to stop reaching for the next random question on your memorized list, and instead to listen, process, and build on whatever the other person just handed to you. This is the secret to fluency that no grammar book will ever teach you. Fluency is not about using complex vocabulary. It is about flow. It is about making the interaction feel effortless.
But we also need to be realistic. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you might get nervous. You might lose your train of thought. You might realize that you have asked 3 questions in a row, the other person is looking away, and the awkward silence is creeping back in. What do you do when the react and share framework slips out of your mind and you start to panic?
This happens to everyone, even native speakers. When a topic completely dies and you have absolutely nothing left to say about it, you need an emergency eject button. You need a specific phrase that allows you to cleanly close the dead topic and pivot to something entirely new without making it feel weird or abrupt.
The absolute best phrase for this is very simple, and it uses the word anyway. Saying anyway signals to the other person that we are officially moving on. The phrase you want to shadow is, anyway, enough about work, or anyway, enough about all that. You say it with a smile, maybe a little sigh, to show that you are intentionally shifting gears. Let us practice that. Anyway, enough about work.
Try it again and really let your voice drop on the word work, finalizing the topic. Anyway, enough about work.
Once you hit the eject button, you immediately pivot your attention to the shared environment. This is the easiest way to reset a conversation. Do not ask a deep personal question. Ask about the room you are in, the food you are eating, or the city you are in. You can say, anyway, enough about work. How are you liking this cafe? Have you been here before? Or anyway, enough about all that. Are you enjoying the city so far?
By pointing the conversation at the environment, you remove all the pressure. You both get to look around, take a breath, and talk about something completely neutral. It is the perfect reset. I have used the phrase, anyway, enough about work, at least 100 times at networking events, and it works like magic every single time. It instantly relaxes the other person.
So, you now have a complete toolkit to survive and thrive in those first crucial minutes of small talk. You know why the 20 questions interrogation style makes people uncomfortable. You know how to use the active reaction to show genuine empathy. You know how to use the bridge to share your own personality, whether you are exactly the same or the complete opposite. And you have an emergency eject button, just in case things go wrong.
The transition from studying English to actually speaking English is all about managing these tiny moments of interaction. When you stop worrying about having a perfect vocabulary and start focusing on making the other person feel heard and comfortable, your confidence will skyrocket. People will walk away from the conversation thinking, wow, their English is so natural. And they will think that not because you used a complicated tense, but because you made them feel good.
That brings us to your challenge for today. You cannot just listen to this advice. You have to put it into your mouth. I want you to choose one active reaction phrase, like, oh really, or no way, and one bridge phrase, like, wait, me too, or I am the exact opposite. Write those 2 specific phrases on a sticky note. Stick it to your computer monitor, or put it on the background of your phone. The next time you have an English conversation, whether it is with an online tutor, a language exchange partner, or a colleague at work, I challenge you to force yourself to use those 2 phrases. Do not just ask questions. React. Share a piece of yourself and watch how much warmer the conversation becomes. You have the tools now. You just have to step up and use them. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, and we will see you next time.